go. There we go. There we go. There we go. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Feeling like we're on summer vacation. Definitely feels like summer here in Miami because it was brutally hot out today.
Well, better than smoke.
Followed by this actual hurricane. So that little hurricane commercial that you had a couple minutes ago, I thought that was real because of how hard it was raining earlier today. I was like, damn, there must be let me pay attention. Shoot. Apparently I missed the hurricane. The hurricane season was over.
Oh man. So your thoughts on camp today. What stood out to you?
Well, I didn't get to see a lot of the first part of camp because I had TV middle of the day, had Sports Center in the middle of the right after stretching, basically.
Big big guy, huh? See, he brags to us that he had to do the hit on ESPN. Us peons.
It is what it is.
We look up on you, yes.
I worked for this, but but from the little I did get to see, what stood out was below average quarterback play. Mike White, from what we were able to see, I don't know what he was like every OTA practice that we weren't allowed at, but the 5 practices that we saw, Mike White has been underwhelming.
Yeah,
has been underwhelming.
Yeah.
Through I think it was 2 interceptions today that I saw.
There was one that was really ugly.
Really bad one. Really bad one.
Like the safety read it. The safety read it from the second they broke the huddle. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was bad.
Wow. I wouldn't be shocked, man. I said last year, remember I said last year, if Skyler wasn't a rookie, and it's not groundbreaking, but I said it. If Skyler wasn't a 7th round rookie last year, he would have had the backup spot over Teddy based on how they played in training camp, based on how they performed. This year, he's not a rookie. He's got real game action under his belt. He's got a playoff start on the road under his belt. You don't get to write off inexperience anymore. I don't think Mike White is safe if that is the level of play that we see from him from here on out. Like it hasn't been good. He hasn't been good. And I think it's kind of concerning. What Mike's got going for him is we've seen what he's been able to do in game. You know what I mean? Like we've seen the 300-400 yard performances in game. So you know what he's capable of. But Jesus, if this is a merit-based system, man, Skyler is earning that number 2 job right now over Mike White.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure, once we get to training camp and pads and preseason, we'll get a better feel for everything. And maybe Mike's a better, player when the lights go on. That although his stats overall, they're not really impressive in the, his career stats, or I think it's like 8 touchdowns and 12 interceptions or something like that. It's not really like he's got these impressive stats, overall in his career. But I see the same thing. You've watched a couple of other practices that I haven't, but in these 3 days that I went, I got to say Skyler's the better QB out of the 2. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
It's not even really close. If I'm going to be honest, it's not even really close. I'm looking forward to seeing when there's a little more live of a pass rush, a little more, maybe plays aren't called dead or called dead a little quicker, training camp stuff. But man, it is noticeable. Y'all will see whenever practices are open to the public, y'all will see what I'm talking about, what we're talking about. It has been Skyler Thompson by kind of a country mile.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Dalvin Cook, I've said for months now, they were never going to trade for him, and they're certainly not going to pay a high salary for him. And I've been right on both counts. What are you expecting from this Dalvin Cook situation?
I would expect, it's hard to say right now, but I would expect that Dalvin Cook is a Miami Dolphin because I think he just wants here's the thing.
Well, he's going to take a team-friendly deal, is what you're saying. He's not going to go out somewhere else to play for money.
The hometown discount sounds great until it's in front of you. It sounds great until it's in front of you. Maybe they can heavily incentivize it. Who knows? But I think if he wants this as bad as it's been reported, then I would expect him to be a Miami Dolphin. But I mean, there are teams that have a need at running back and have maybe a little bit more money than Miami that could offer. We heard, we heard Denver earlier today from Adam Schefter.
No, but Denver just signed
Denver
somebody.
just signed Frank Clark, though.
They killed their cap space.
So, it's something to watch. Obviously, they're not going to trade for him, but
then again, they could loosen up some money from Russell Wilson if they wanted to, or something. They could restructure something on that somewhere, a bigger contract that's on the team if they need to free up money for Dalvin. So that's neither here nor there, too. You could fix those kind of issues. You know what I'm talking
about. Cap out. They can figure out. They can knock around a couple million here and there to clear some space out for him.
Yeah, and apparently the people that bought that team, they've got a couple of bucks. Just a couple.
But here's the thing.
They own a little chain called Walmart or something like that. So they got a couple of dollars.
Does he want to win, or does he want to get paid? Because he's in that sweet spot for a running back, right? So I'm going to estimate right now. He's about 26, 27 years old. He's in that sweet spot for a running back where you got a couple prime years left. Wring as much money as you possibly can out of your prime. I'm not going to blame him. I'm not mad at it. I wouldn't be upset, shocked, critical if he took the biggest bag possible. Because
I love your thinking on that, because that position is a position that is not precious in the NFL. It's not valued anymore, and so your window is much smaller than it is for a lot of other positions in the NFL. So if that's the case, I think you couldn't be more right. Take as much money if you're a running back as much as you can, because it's a really short window in your
short. You got a short shelf life there. Yeah. For his sake, I hope he takes the money and runs. Literally takes the money and runs.
Yeah, because I know. I know Chris Greer. All I have to do is watch his history, and that dude wants low-hanging fruit, and he's not going to pay. And especially for running backs, I think it probably pained him when he had to take A-Chain in the third round, like that high in the draft. I think it pained him. It's just he didn't have any other picks, and he had to take care of his coach, and his coach wanted that guy badly, so he brought him along.
I don't know if it was any more painful than having to sit next to Mike if he didn't get Devon A-Chain.
Right.
There. So I think he chose that was evil, he chose the lesser of two evils there. But yeah. I think that Miami's excitement over the backs they have right now is genuine. I don't think they're BSing us. Mike got long history with Raheem, long history with Jeff, was enamored by A-Chain in the draft process. So I don't think that this is a situation where I know it's not a situation where it's going to be some sort of arms race, some sort of spending spree to get Dalvin here. If the price is right, don't think twice.
Right. By the way, for the record, they're using A-Chain a lot in camp. They're giving me a little run there. So
it would be kind of a shame. It'd be kind of a shame to scale his rollback for essentially a luxury guy. And again, every time we talk about this, I get people in my mentions and my DMs and this and that. Are you crazy? It's Dalvin Cook. It's Dalvin Cook. I know you didn't just say that. I'm not being disparaging about Dalvin Cook. I am saying this is a luxury item. He is a luxury item right now. He's a luxury player. They don't need him. Getting a player like that obviously makes you better, but I don't know if they're on the cusp of a Super Bowl right now. I don't think adding Dalvin Cook, I don't think I say oh wow, that takes them from wild card team to Super Bowl favorite. It's not if this was last offseason, then yeah, I think I would say do the trade, pay whatever you want. But I don't think it makes that big of a difference right now, because this is one of those, the sum is greater than the parts. Right. Running backs room. That's what they're going for. That's what the system entails. And I think they are genuinely happy with what they have right now, which is why I don't think they're breaking the bank for Dalvin Cook. I
think it's also
inside money.
And I also think it creates a problem inside the running back room all of a sudden, because those two guys came back, Mostert and Wilson, thinking they're going to do a lot of what they did last year. And then you add A-Chain, and obviously they love A-Chain. And I try to tell Dolphins that kid's going to get 5 to 10 carries in a game, and that kid's going to get a couple catches also in a game. They will use him. He's going to get somewhere in the 7 to 10 touches range, whether you like it or not. And all you have to do is go out there and watch him, and he's built well. By the way, he's already got a body that can, fill in the NFL. And at the same time, bro, the ability is there to run, to catch, all kinds of stuff. I just think that they have a vision of using all those backs. And if you bring in Dalvin Cook, then it really changes everything that you do. And it kind of creates some problems in your room right now, something you don't have.
Yeah. I think they've got a good thing going right now. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing. And I don't know. You kind of got to rework what you're doing. Somebody's got to change drastically, right? Either the Dolphins have to change what they're doing, or Dalvin Cook has to change his mindset of what type of running back he is, because he's not coming here to be a workhorse. And it's not even an indictment against him or the guys that are already in the running back room. It's that's just not what this system is. Like, this system's not going to have a guy running the ball 25 times a game like he's used to. So, like, somebody is going to have to compromise somewhere if this marriage is going to work. The marriage between Dalvin Cook and the Dolphins is going to work. Again, but if he wants an exciting offense that's got a chance to win, I mean, it's why not come home? Like I said, it's a no-brainer at the right price. Right. Chase Edmonds money, I think, is I said it again and again. Chase Edmonds type money, that's the right price right now.
Yeah, it's like $3-4 million, and then incentives can get to $6 million. Is that what it was? Right?
Incentivize it to boost it up a little bit. Right. We'll see.
And that's what I've said from the get-go. If he wants to take a $3.5-4 million deal, then they'll be willing to give that to you here. But they've got a lot of guys that they have to re-sign. You got a holdout center right now. Sealer needs to get a contract. Christian Wilkins, who's, holding court and entertaining all of us during the practice in many different ways. That dude needs to get re-signed. There's a lot. And then in the next year, you got even more, coming up with Waddle and Phillips and Holland and Tua. And I mean, it is
and Rob
Hunt. Crazy shit what's coming up.
The window right now, like it will never be more open than it will these next 2 years.
Yeah.
It will never be more open. And, hear me out. It's not because players won't get better, or it's not because this team's not going to get better per se. It's because cuts are going to have to be made because financial decisions are going to come into play. Yeah. All those guys that you just named, that's the blessing and the curse of drafting well. If drafting, developing is the re-signing.
Right.
You got to take care of your guys. So, and especially when the Tua money kicks in,
right,
it's gonna be tough. So attack the window. That's why I say, that's why I say Dalvin Cook right now. It's a no-brainer as long as you're not paying anything ridiculous, because you do need to keep money open for veteran replacements and injury replacements mid-season. Like you got to pay a little attention to the cap, but it is a no-brainer. Everybody's window is closing. Like Rosando said, every window eventually closes. You gotta attack it while it's open. Yep. But I'm not saying don't get Dalvin Cook. I am saying you're not paying Dalvin Cook $8 to $10 million a year.
That's what I've been saying from the get-go. They're not going to pay him big money, and they're not going to trade for him. They'll sign him for cheap, but they're not going to do that. They're not bending over backwards for it. All right, what do you got going on ESPN so folks can check you out, my friend?
Whipping something quick up on Christian Wilkins, on how this team sees him, where his contract is, what we know about it. And then, man, I am chilling. We got a month and a half, give or take off. You're going to see a little bit less from me, maybe once a week, once every couple of weeks. But I think that it's an important time of year for everybody to just kind of, in this industry, for everybody to kind of regather themselves, breathe, get back into a routine, make sure that you are ready for the grind. Because as soon as that end of July hits, July 25th, 26th hits, it is on go for the next 7 months. man. It is go, go, go for the next 7 months. So I'm going to take it easy here. Got a couple long features I'm working on it as well, during the break that I will share with you guys whenever they're ready. But until then, man, blessed to be able to do this job.
I hear you, my man. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ and catch him doing his thing here twice a week with our Welt Rheaume Miami Dolphins report. Marcel,
Rosendo, my bad, bro. I don't know how I pronounced your name, but Rosendo.
Rosendo, yeah, you did good. Rosendo, yeah. You did good. Have a great weekend. Stay dry, my friend. We'll catch up next week.
Y'all do the same.
You got it, baby. Be good. There you go. Marcel Louis-Jacques getting it done. Welt Rheaume. Those are the guys you want to call. You love them. I love them. What they did with us and crushing Progressive Insurance, folks, that was just absolutely beautiful. All right. So if you're dealing with bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, call my guys, Jeff and Dan. And listen, we got water going on right now, storms coming in. And again, if unfortunately you have some water damage, do not call the insurance company. Call my guy, Welt Rheaume. Those guys will send their adjusters. And then they have all the information. Then they'll call the insurance for you. You won't even have to do anything. That's it. You just go meet with Welt Rheaume. Call Dan or Jeff. Call them on the phone. Ask for Jeff Welt. And you can even have the conversation, free consultation on the phone. And he'll tell you if you got a case and how to move forward and take advantage of it and protect yourself. Because these insurance companies are not looking out for you. They only look out to get your premium. But then when it comes to actually taking care of you, they fall short a lot of times, like Progressive was trying to do with us. So make sure you reach out to them. Call them. I'm telling you, 954-966-4646 for Welt Rheaume.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.